my friends. I'm bringing you my friends, Keith and Derek Brewer. Could you see them? They look alike. They're obviously they're twins. I've known these guys for over 25 years. They're born and raised here in the South Bay. They're wonderful guys. They've had this business for so many years. And I'll tell you, the great thing about this, and I'll show you how great they are, they've had some of their employees with them since day one. So they are just terrific guys. And obviously, we know there's a lot going on in the insurance world right now. It's not all good, but hopefully these guys are going to be able to help you out. If you have any questions, go ahead and raise your hand, and I'm happy. Well, is that okay with you guys, or should we wait, hold questions?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we want it to be interactive.
So if you have any questions, raise your hand, and we'll unmute you, or you can unmute yourself. So I'm going to turn it over to B2Insurance, Keith and Derek Brewer.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Keith Brewer. My brother's Derek Brewer. We're the co-founders of B2Insurance, and we've had our own agency for 13 years now, but we've been in the lovely insurance industry for over 20 years. So it's been a fun ride, and it's an interesting market we are in these days. I'm sure you're all hearing it from your clients. That being said, I'll just go ahead and get started here, just with our little brochure that we put together here. But like I said, we've been in business for over 20 years ourselves. Here's our contact information. We've really only dealt referral base. We haven't done much advertising. We have a lot of good referral partners. We take care of their clients, and most of our clients have been very satisfied with our services, and us being able, as brokers, we're able to pick up new carriers that weren't in the market, carriers that left the market. We're able to still help our clients there and move their policies if they're being non-renewed. So it's been good working with our referral partners and being able to help them out. Some of the products we write, obviously, homeowners insurance, auto insurance, condo insurance, renters insurance, landlord dwelling fires, single families, duplex, triplex, fourplexes. We also do apartment buildings, commercial buildings, and business insurance as well. So we're a full service agency over here. And why don't we go check out what's happening in the insurance market today? One of the biggest things was COVID-19. Basically, everyone was working at home. A lot of people lost jobs. Department of Insurance wanted to protect the consumer, not have the carriers raise rates during that difficult time. Well, everyone started going back to work after 2 years, and the Department of Insurance still didn't allow rate increases. So all of a sudden, everyone's going back to work. We had 2 of the largest fires in California we've had, and then we had 2 of the rainiest seasons we've ever had the last 2 years. And so all of a sudden, the carriers are losing millions, not of billions of dollars. State Farm lost $10 billion last year and decided to get off 70,000 properties and not write any new properties. So it all kind of started with COVID, and but now carriers need to apply for higher rates to come back into the market. So we're seeing 25% rate increases, 50%. I mean, State Farm needs a minimum of 50% just to get back into California. That takes a while. The Department of Insurance only allows a certain amount of increases every quarter. So this is still going to go on, rate increases, and before we see all the carriers come back, probably another 2 years for everyone to come back. But that being said, Mercury is one of our #1 carriers who's still writing in California. Mercury is a California-based carrier. They're not going anywhere. They're staying put. They got their rates where they need to be. So Mercury will not be raising their rates like these other carriers. They've already taken their rate increases. So you're not going to see a 50% rate increase from Mercury, which is good. But that being said, we have new carriers in the market. We have Honeycomb, we have Bamboo, Delos, Steadily, a bunch of other carriers have entered the market, all A-rated carriers. We only work with A-rated carriers. So they're all good companies. So we probably have about 10 to 15 carriers we could shop with nowadays. And if worse comes to worse, we got the California Fair Plan, and we could write a wrap policy, a liability wrap with water. So you'd have two policies for your normal homeowner policy if we have to go the California Fair Plan. That we've only been having to do that maybe 10% of the time. Otherwise, we've been able to find pretty good carriers for our clients.
I just wanted to jump in real quick on the California Fair Plan. It is usually cheaper than the other carriers nowadays, but the California Fair Plan was made for insurance for people that couldn't get insurance elsewhere. Okay, that was your last resort. So now we're seeing Mercury a little bit higher in the Fair Plan, and the client's chasing the cheapest price. But California Fair Plan doesn't offer everything. It doesn't offer all the bells and the whistles. So that's why, you know, for a couple extra bucks, you might want to coach your clients into going in with a Mercury or a Bamboo or someone that offers a full insurance policy, right? Because, you know, it's a cookie cutter policy. You get what you ask for, and there's only $3 million of total insurable value in there. So you're including personal property, loss of use, which means renting a house. When your house caught on fire, you need to live somewhere else. So it's still something, and it's still pretty decent if you don't have any other options. But if you have other options, the Fair Plan wants you to choose those other options, because if people keep doing this, the Fair Plan is going to get inundated. And, you know, if a catastrophic fire does happen, who knows if they'll have enough money to pay out. So,
and the Fair Plan is taking big rate increases too. So we're seeing them starting to be pretty expensive as well. That all being said, what do we do moving forward in these crazy times of insurance? Number one thing is educate your clients in the market we're in, how hard it is to get insurance, and what you need to do to your property. Or if you're negotiating with the seller, you got to let them know, hey, the plumbing needs to be upgraded. It can't be galvanized anymore. It has to be upgraded within the last 20 years to copper or some type of copper-like product. No longer, so the carriers are all using AI. They're using Google photos, and they're all pulling it into their system. If there's brown spots on that roof, the carrier is going to automatically decline it. If they try to pull, the carriers are pulling permits now too. So if they don't see the permits updated for your plumbing, you're automatically getting a red block bind now, just within 2 seconds of us entering into the system and typing in the address. So these are big, big deals right now. The roof needs to be updated within the last 30 years. If it hasn't, that client needs to know that roof needs to be updated. Number two is the plumbing has to be updated. We have carriers, California Fair Plan, a couple of carriers will take them, but now you're paying double the price, which you could have if all these are updated. Number three, super, super important, is the electrical panels. They cannot be Stablock, Zinsco, or Challenger, or, I mean, if they haven't been updated in 30 years, the electrical panels have to be updated. This is super huge. They caused, Federal Pacific Stablocks has been caused a number of fires. All the carriers do not want these older panels. And when they go out and inspect, the policies are going to be canceled. So that's another huge one. Heating. I don't know why we bumped into so many properties. If you have tankless water heaters, you're good, but a lot of water heaters only have one metal strap. They want them bolted for earthquake. Even though if you don't have earthquake, they still want the water heaters double strapped so that they don't tip, fall over, cause a big water problem in the house. So all water heaters have to be double strapped and updated in the last 20 years. So those are your four major things that have to be updated that every homeowner should be aware of before they're out trying to go out and get new insurance. That this is mandatory with all the carriers these days. Derek, do you want to chime in on that?
Yeah. So another thing to mention is we don't want to make a claim. Yeah, you spend all this money in insurance, but you don't want to make a claim. So we're telling our clients, even if it's a, $5,000 claim, you might want to wait until it's a $10,000 claim. Pay it out of pocket. And one way, a big way to not have these huge claims is to invest in a water shutoff detection system. And these things run $1,500 or less. You can get them from any of your major plumbers. You got Matucci Plumbing installing them all day long. But you go on a vacation, you have a pipe burst, it floods your whole house, and you went on vacation. We just had one, I don't know, Keith, what was that? A $400,000 claim because of water came in and flooded one of our clients' house. And then the insurance companies have to rent them a like-kind house. So he ended up basically 4 houses off the strand to the tune of 20 grand a month to the insurance company. And we're wondering why our insurance rates are so high. If he had a water detection shutoff valve, this would have never happened. And now the carriers are threatening to drop his policy. And why would they want to be on a policy? The guy just had a $400,000 claim.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone have any questions for us?
Don't
I have
be
a question.
shy. Oh, Trace.
Hi guys, nice to see you.
Hi.
Hi. 2 questions. So I work for WFG Title Insurance, and one of my buyers was putting in an offer on a 4-plex in Manhattan Beach, and they couldn't get their buyer's insurance on it at all. And I'm wondering, I don't know all the details, but I'm wondering, do you think it's because everything was so old? Was an
Probably.
old Walk Street house.
Probably had to been old. I mean, they could always gotten California Fair Plan, or maybe the broker didn't have the markets we have.
Okay.
You
And
know?
then my second question is, are you seeing increases? So I live in a townhouse, and my neighbor was telling me that so not our master title or our master insurance policy, but
Okay.
our personal homeowners insurance. So
huge
walls
increases.
in. Are you
Huge
seeing large increases there? Because he got a bill from AAA that was 40% more.
40-50% more. A lot of these are having pin leak holes, a lot of claims coming from townhomes, condo associations, just on the personal, a lot of claims coming in. And yeah, those rates are going sky high.
But
Yeah,
most of the claims go through the master insurance policy, not our personal insurance policies. And I'm wondering, is it again because everything's so old?
Age of the townhome. For newer townhomes, those are cheaper. Older townhomes, the prices are going higher.
Okay.
They set the age limit in their system, and yeah, the older ones are difficult.
But
Tracy,
the
yours isn't that old though.
the other reason why the townhome fits into the condo situation. So you
Yeah,
might have
they're the same.
you might have an 8-story condo situation. Grandma leaves her bath running. She's trying to get it hot on the 8th floor. She puddles out like 8 condo units at the bottom of her because she came back from dinner and forgot she turned the tub on. It's not her insurance that has to come and fix all these units. It's your individual policy. It works differently. Like if a house catches another house on fire, they can put blame on one of the houses, but your own insurance is there to take care of whatever happens. And
Right.
it's going on a claim on you. And these insurance carriers are tired of paying for someone else's fault. And so that's why the condos opposed to houses are going up so much.
Even if it is a townhouse and not a condo.
They
know
don't
it's-
delineate, they don't differentiate. It's just one policy. I don't care if you're an 8-story condo or a single townhouse.
But
Okay.
But I am working on a lot of townhouses right now where the individual unit owners own the land. So they're attached townhouses, but Mercury will write them as a single family home. They're redoing, the association is redoing their CC&Rs so that now they're putting the full risk onto the homeowners. It's cheaper. I mean, the Townhome Association just got their renewal at $330,000 in insurance for the entire association. So now they're reverting and writing new CC&Rs where each townhome is responsible for its own insurance, walls out insurance. And this is being a much cheaper way to go because Mercury's insuring each one of these units for $2,000 and there's 40 of them. So what is that? $80,000 compared to $360,000. So Mercury will do these on a standalone basis as long as the board redoes the CC&Rs And that's a possibility. As long as they're townhomes where each individual unit owns their own land and owns their own townhome. Condo association, you can't. You have to have a master HOA for that.
Right, right. Okay. All right, that's helpful. Well, maybe I'll refer you guys to my neighbor and you guys can quote him.
Sure. Yeah,
'Cause,
love to.
yeah, it's crazy when the master policy pays for most everything and we're being just good information for realtors too, to know for their homeowners and townhomes. Not, I know they're classified as condos, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. So these are, I mean, like I said, and moving forward, it's the number one thing is to educate your clients as real estate agents and in the real estate market. Hey, this could take some time to get insurance if the updates haven't been made. You should know this before you buy this property. Yeah. Any questions? Is it just Tracy on there? Do we have any else? Silky in there?
I do have a question. So I had done some referrals to you last week, but we have more. Do you guys want it just either one of you through an email address, or how do you want that handled?
Yeah, just email from our websites, really easy, b2insurance.com. There's a little
Or
space.
email either one of us. It's all good.
Email either one of
Okay.
us. Yeah, we'll get them quotes. Is our emails on the front of this? I don't know. Our personal emails are not, but it's Keith@b2insurance.com and Derek@b2insurance.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, so I think we've pretty much gone over everything that I could think of. If you guys have any other questions, fire away.
I can't tell if I'm unmuted or not.
You are, Jolene. You're good.
Okay. I saw that if the plumbing hadn't been upgraded in the last 20 years, that was maybe problematic. I just had a client who had to look for insurance, and the questions and I just got on, I had plumbing
Yeah.
things going on. They were asking whether the plumbing or the electrical had been upgraded in the last 40 years. So 20 years for plumbing. What about electrical?
Yeah,
Pretty much 20 years for everything.
Yeah, 20 to 30 years for everything.
Now, certain carriers are kind of a little lenient on others, but if you wanted a good scope of things, 20 years is probably it.
Yeah, I mean, the carriers would prefer everything be upgraded in 20 years, because if there's another 10 years, there's only another 10 years left on a roof or whatever, everything should be upgraded 20 to 30 years.
Okay.
You guys, what's the normal turnaround these days? I remember when I sold insurance years ago, somebody, if they bought a condo, they needed insurance, we get it to them in 15 minutes. I know that's not the case.
It
now.
is the case if Mercury takes it. If our standard carrier takes it, then bang, we got a quote right there. But like I said, we type in the information, their algorithms will pop out a red block bind or a green move forward. And we have other carriers, so to quote all of our carriers will probably take a day, but yeah, if Mercury will do it, we'll know it in 15 minutes, just like the old days. But if they don't take it, then we got to start shopping around and spinning our wheels and going to our different markets to see what we could come up with. And I will say, condo owners, we have Mercury and one other one, but rental condos, we have multiple markets for. But living there, it's Mercury and one other carrier. We don't have a whole lot of carriers for condo owners. HO6.
Also, Fair Plan used to have like a 3 to 5 day hold time. They are now doing it instantaneously. So if you're really in a bind, we can get things done ASAP. And there's no more wait times on the California Fair Plan.
And you said you could do a wraparound easily for somebody that's with the fair plan that'll cover liability and theft.
Water liability.
Question. I myself have a water problem. My whole downstairs flooded. And the restoration guy I know submitted a bill for $100,000 to the insurance company. We don't know what they're gonna say, what they're gonna prove, but is it very likely that I'm gonna have trouble that they're going to cancel me and I'm gonna have trouble getting insurance?
Yes. Yeah, but I mean, you had to make a claim. If it was 100,000, you got to make a claim.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, my client was good to go. The quoting screen was good to go. And I went to the application and they had a $12,000 water claim, only one claim. And after the claim popped up, when I went all the way through the application, Mercury didn't want it it used to be 2 claims. Now it's 1 claim and they're looking at it. So yes, I don't think you will get dropped for only having 1 claim. So they may raise your rates, but you're probably gonna want to keep the carrier you have that you made that claim with, because it is going to be hard to shop around
Right.
with a claim on your policy.
Okay, now I just I've got a tile roof. I just had the underlayment replaced, and I did not pull a permit. Never occurred to me, is that what kind of documentation are they gonna want? You know, a carrier gonna want that something's been done. I just had a handyman do it.
They're going to want permits pulled.
Huh?
Mercury, some of the other carriers, they're okay with if you with photos, but a lot of the carriers are wanting permits.
I'm getting a permit. I'm having the house replumbed since I'm all torn up. My whole downstairs is empty and the walls cut up 2 feet and so on and so forth. So I'm going to replumb while I'm at it, because my property is 37 years old, and so it's going to fall within that. Hey, have you done anything electrical? I hadn't really thought about doing anything electrical, because the electrical seems to me to be way more than adequate. There are so many outlets in this house.
Yeah.
And I don't know when they want upgrade, is upgrading the panel what they're looking for?
The panel, if you look at the panel, you pull it open, you'll see who it's manufactured by. And if it's manufactured by Federal Pacific Stablock, Challenger, or Zinsco, those are the 3 big ones that the carriers don't like.
Right.
For electrical panel.
There's a couple others that are even from older houses that most people have already upgraded, like over by the high school. Those houses are 60 years old, and Mira Verde has some Federal, a lot of them, not all of them. It's weird, because some of the units there have one and some have another one. Of course, it was built in phases, so I suppose that's why. So okay, well, I'm gonna have it replumbed. I've got it scheduled now while it's all open, and I doubt that I'll do any electrical right now, because if I just have to replace a panel, that's pretty non-intrusive. I'm just looking down the road 5 years if I want to sell in 5 years or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, you're welcome.
Hey, you guys, there's a question. How long do insurance companies look back at claims to count them against you?
5 years.
It is 5 years. So 5 years, and it used to be 3, no?
That's
Back in the day?
fine. They've extended it.
Yeah.
Okay, so look at 5. Any other questions? Like I said, you guys, I've known these Derek and Keith for over almost 25 years. They are stand-up great guys. They have a great office in North Redondo, and they insure everywhere. And like I said, their staff has been with them for over 10 years. So that tends to lead to what great guys they are. So does anybody have any more questions?
I have a
Don't be
question.
shy. Okay, please.
Hi. I have a client who lives in a fire zone and she's never had insurance. She lives in a townhome. Can she get insurance now?
Yeah. But California Fair Plan, she can.
What about,
Okay.
but she's gonna need liability as well.
Yeah, we could get a wrap on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, not a problem.
Thank you very much. I will have her contact you guys.
thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? Don't be shy.
You guys should, this is more a comment, you guys should become affiliate members of the association. To explain to a lot of people.
Yes, I've been working on this with them for years.
Hold our hand, Joanne, hold our
I know.
hand. Lead us to the way.
It's a lot easier for them to find your contact information, which they think they're not going to need, and then all of a sudden they need it, and a client needs it, and if you're on that list, it's just easy.
Okay,
Easier for people to find you.
Yes, we will be happy to do that.
Oh, I love that. So are there any, you guys have anything else you want to, you'd like to, add? Keith and
Can you
Derek?
put your contact information on the screen again, please?
Yeah, here's our phone number. Our email is hello@b2insurance.com. That'll come into one general email, but it would be keith@b2insurance.com and then Derek, DEREK @b2insurance.com. But either way, hello@b2insurance.com works as well.
we both see it, so yeah.
Thank you.
And let them know that you've met them, or you attended their class via Zoom for PVPAR, just so they,
Yeah, we like to track where all the phone calls come from. Yes.
Sorry, I got here a little late, but I saw that there was an information sheet on the screen at the beginning that was pretty interesting. Is that something that you guys have, or will that be sent out? I'm trying to educate my buyers and my sellers that, hey, you're not going to be able to pass this off on insurance anymore. They're going to be wanting everything shored up, and this is what we need to be looking for and asking for. It's more important in the pecking order of things.
Yeah, we can send this out so that you guys all have it.
I believe I sent, Joanne has a copy, right, Joanne? I sent this to you yesterday.
oh yes, I'm sure I do have it. So just, hey, anybody email me. I'll put my email address in here. Email me and I'll forward it.
Yeah, this is getting crazy. The reason this kind of interested me because I had a client that just got a notice of cancellation because they have peeling paint on their fascia of their house. I've never heard of that before.
That's a big one too.
Really? That's like old FHA.
Yeah.
Well, that and it's spiraling into other things now. Like they said, in insurance, they're like wanting to know is, you don't know, are they asking about the roof and the plumbing? Or are they asking about the plumbing and electrical panel? And I keep saying it doesn't matter because 6 months later, they're going to come back and say you got peeling paint and we want to see your electrical panel now. So just get it all taken care of.
Exactly. Just get it all taken care of.
So, but it's an expense, right? People have to understand that when they're going to buy a new home, that buyer is going to have these expenses unless these have already been taken care of.
Well, and trying to explain to the seller too, and negotiating repairs that, yeah, I know it's there. It works great, works fine for you, but they may not be able to get insurance and they're going to have to spend the money before they can get insured. So
Yeah.
it's becoming a headache. It's probably best for all, but it's just, things changing again.
So slowing up your escrow process. Yeah.
All right. If there are no more questions, thank you all for attending today. And if you have any further questions, you could contact Keith or Derek or the board. And we really appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us
Thanks,
on.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
You know.
Thank you.
Even as a listing agent, this information
Oh, yeah.
would be good to share with our sellers up front. That the buyers are gonna be facing this kind of thing and.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyway, thank you guys again. Have a great day.
Thanks for your time. Thanks. All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.